What's up? I'm Jessica. Thank you so much for visiting Home Sweet Farmhouse here on YouTube. I'm so excited to have you at my channel. My channel is all about decorating and DIYs and holiday DIYs and holiday decorating because I absolutely love decorating and redecorating for every holiday and every season. Also, DIYs for our furry family members because I'm also a pet parent coach and dog trainer, and I absolutely love DIYs that are for or include our furry family members. So if any of that is something you're interested in, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And then once you click the subscribe button, click the bell. That way you get notified every time I post a new video. And that way you never miss a video that I post. How awesome is that? In this video, we're gonna be doing 2 DIYs. Primarily dollar store DIYs, however, there is a little piece in here that is from the Target dollar spot. So we're gonna be mixing and matching a little bit, but for the most part, all of these Halloween DIYs are from the Dollar Tree. Super inexpensive. I am absolutely in love with how both of these projects turned out. So before we get into how to do the DIYs, question of the video, go ahead and comment below your answer. What do you do for Halloween? Do you go out to a party? Do you sit home and wait for trick-or-treaters? Do you take your kids trick-or-treating and then come back and wait around for trick-or-treaters? What is your favorite thing to do on Halloween? How do you spend your Halloween night? I would absolutely love to hear how you're spending your Halloween this year, 2019. For me, I am going to be hanging out at home waiting for trick-or-treaters. And so let's get right into these DIYs. Okay, so for this first project, we're gonna do a Halloween wreath, and all you're gonna need is some Mod Podge and some black paint, scissors, these flowers that I got from the Dollar Tree, this wreath form I got from the Dollar Tree, a vase, spooky cloth, some fairy lights, and of course your glue gun. So the first thing we're gonna do is take the vase, which I did just pick up at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to mix some black acrylic paint, that's just the apple barrel, acrylic paint from Walmart, and a little bit of Mod Podge. And the reason why I'm mixing it with Mod Podge is because I want it to be a little bit thinner. I don't want the vase to be completely solid black. I want there to still be a little bit of a translucent effect to it. So I don't want the paint to be too terribly thick because we're gonna put the fairy lights inside of it. So I want there to be a little bit of light to be able to come through the glass still. So that's why we're going to mix it with some Mod Podge. Now you'll see here I'm going to go over it once and then we're going to let it dry, and I'm actually going to go over it a second time, and I'm just using this foam brush. You can use really whatever you have available to you. I will say that like my foam brush is getting old. So anyway, the next thing we're going to do while that first coat of paint dries on the vase is we're going to take some of this creepy cloth and we're just going to cut some strips out of it, as you see me doing here. So I'm kind of going long ways thinking that one strip is going to be enough, but I actually wound up having to cut 2 strips. And what we're going to do after we cut some of this creepy cloth, and whatever is easier for you. If you want to buy multiple creepy cloths, they're only $1 and you get quite a bit of it. You're not necessarily going to need like full coverage on this wreath form, which also is the same wreath form that you can find at the Dollar Tree, but I do want to get the creepy cloth kind of wrapped all the way around the wreath form, just to have something that's going to be a little bit easier, I think, for the hot glue to stick to. I mean, it'll stick to the styrofoam, but I feel like the styrofoam has kind of a sleeker surface. So just to be like safe, I'm going to take the creepy cloth, and as you can see here, now that I have it cut, I'm just going to start wrapping it around the wreath form, and we're going to go all the way around. Like I said, I ended up having to cut, I think, 2 pieces off of the creepy cloth, but I'm not being super precise. I'm not trying to make it like look completely black. You're not going to see any of the green when we're done with this anyway. So it's okay that the creepy cloth isn't fully like you can still see the green through it, and that's okay. I'm just using it to have something to, attach things to. Now, if the Dollar Tree had some maybe black ribbon, I would have grabbed that. I looked for it for another project. I couldn't find any black ribbon at my Dollar Tree on the day that I went. So this creepy cloth is just going to have to do. And as you can see here, I am having to cut just another strip off of this creepy cloth. And I think it worked out really super well, and for only $1, and there was so much left over still, which I actually used in place of a table runner on my sideboard. And in another video, when I showed you like kind of how I decorated my sideboard table for Halloween, I used the rest of the creepy cloth instead of a table runner. So I really got like a lot out of this $1 piece of creepy cloth. So as you can see, I'm just going to go all the way around and secure it to the wreath form with some hot glue in a few areas where it seems to be like sticking up a little bit. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take all of our picks, our flower picks, which these are the Halloween flower picks from Dollar Tree. So each one of these was just $1. And I think I just used 5 flower picks from the Dollar Tree for this one particular wreath form. Now this is actually going to wind up being a centerpiece for me, but it is a gorgeous wreath if you want to use it as a wreath. So I'm just pulling all of the roses off, all of the leaves off, and there are also some like little black branch type pieces. And as I'm pulling them off, I'm just kind of separating them out. And I've got them in the black, and I've got them in this really deep like violet purple color, which I've spent, I think my whole Halloween is really revolving around these flower picks because I am absolutely in love with them. I know I saw I saw on some other channels last year that they had similar flower picks, but they had like eyeballs in the center, and those would be incredibly cute. I was a little disappointed that they didn't have them again this year, but honestly, I'm really happy with just the roses that they have this year. I absolutely am in love with them, and they really like completely determined my entire Halloween decor this year. So now I'm just kind of trying to see how many it's going to take to get all the way around the wreath form, and how I, just in my head, how do I want to plan this out? How do I want to stick them all down on the wreath form, and alternating, black and purple. I think I have more black than I have purple. And as you can see, as we go through, I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me do every single flower on this wreath form, but I am going around kind of leaving spaces because I am gonna put some purple in between. But really, we definitely want to fill this out so there isn't any green showing anywhere. So as we go through and we start adding more and more flowers, it's really going to fill up quite nicely. And then, of course, we have all those leaves to go around and fill any empty, tiny empty spaces. But these, I really think with the purple flowers, it just really pops. I like the black roses. If you don't want to do purple, don't do the purple. You can do all black. But I really, really love just that little pop of purple every so often on this wreath form. It's really gorgeous. And honestly, I actually have a friend who, like, her entire decor in her house is black. So, I mean, outside of like her walls and stuff, but pretty much everything else she has is black. So even like for her, having a little pop of purple is really gonna stand out. And it really makes this entire wreath form just, in my opinion, like, if I could decorate with this all year long, I think I would, but I am more of a farmhouse kind of girl. So just getting my fix in of these deep dark colors for Halloween is satisfaction for me. And here you can see kind of, now I'm just going through and putting in some of these like stem pieces that were also on the flower picks that I got at Dollar Tree. So I'm using every piece that I can. It has filled out quite nicely, and like I said, I think I used 3. It was either 3 or 5, but I think I used 3 stems from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 5. I'm gonna say 5, just in case. If you buy too many and you don't end up using them all, then you can always take them back or use them for something else. But maybe it was 5, because this was really a very full wreath form. So now I'm just getting all the finishing touches in here, and look how gorgeous that is. You really could use this as just a wreath, but I really love it as the centerpiece we're gonna do here in just a minute. So let's get back to our vase now. And the first coat of acrylic paint mixed with Mod Podge has dried. Now I'm just doing another coat of the same black apple barrel acrylic paint mixed with some Mod Podge, and I'm going back over it a second time. And like I was kind of telling you in my first video, I wound up throwing this foam brush away after this project because I think it was getting old and it was starting to like leave little pieces on the vase, and I didn't want that at all. So now once that second coat has dried, we're going to take those fairy lights, and these are the Halloween fairy lights from Dollar Tree, so they have that orange color to them, and we're going to just put those in the vase. And now you can see it is still a little bit translucent, but if you want to see more, you can take some sandpaper to it and kind of scrub a little bit. You definitely don't want any like big gaping holes in your paint, but just to try to get a little bit more of that light to come through. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It would really be gorgeous with white lights too, but I grabbed the orange ones. So here it is. I'm putting it all together now, and this is absolutely optional. You can put the creepy cloth on top of it. You can leave the creepy cloth off. One thing that I really do like about the creepy cloth is that it kind of gives it like maybe a spider webby type appearance. So like if you were in an old dusty creepy house. And here is the finished project. Now for our second project, we're going to make this Hocus Pocus sign. So everything you see here is from Dollar Tree except for this print off that I got at I just printed it off from Google, and then the Hocus Pocus letters are actually from Target Dollar Spot or Bullseye Playground. One of these days I'm just going to decide which one I want to do, which one I want to call it. Anyway, I don't really like the color. There's just a plain like whitewashed wood. So I have this metallic gold acrylic paint, and I'm going to take this metallic gold and I'm just going to paint these wooden letters, and the wood letters actually soaked in this paint like super quickly. So I don't know if these are real wood or not. Whatever it is was super dry. So I did go back and put a second coat of paint on them to really get that metallic effect. But just go ahead and you don't have to do gold if you don't want. You can do silver, you can do black, you can do purple, whatever is, floats your boat, whatever you're decorating with. I just decided I wanted to throw a little bit of gold in. I really don't have any other gold in my Halloween decor, but I really wanted the Hocus Pocus to pop because I absolutely love the movie Hocus Pocus. And so I just decided to go with a metallic gold paint. But again, it would be super cute in silver or even like a black. If you wanted to do like a glittery black, that would be super cute too. It might not stand out as well, but it really would be very, very cute. So we're just going to take this metallic gold paint and paint over all of the letters. And then, like I said, I don't know if this was real wood or not, but it was super, super dry. So I'm just going back through and I'm going to paint a second coat over top of the lettering. And these are stickers. So that's why they're on this like acrylic sheet here. And I think I'm going to keep it because it has like a little ruler on it. So that's really gonna come in handy. These Hocus Pocus stickers, I showed them to you in my Target haul video for Halloween 2019. I did get them at the Bullseye Playground, and it was the $3. I believe. Yeah, $3. So I'm just going to finish painting these, and then I'm going to decide. I was really struggling at first. Am I going to put this on like an 8x10 canvas, or am I going to put it on this pumpkin form, this like MDF pumpkin form from Dollar Tree? Both of those were from Dollar Tree. I decided on the pumpkin form because, I mean, it is Halloween after all, so let's just give it a little bit of extra flair. I took the hanging strap off. I didn't cut it. In case you want to put that back on, you can put it back on to hang the sign if you want. I took the little tin leaf off and the raffia bow, and now I'm turning it over to the back side, and I'm just making sure. This is just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I printed off in full color, and all I did was went to Google and I searched haunted house, and then I went to images, and I found this image. There were a lot of different haunted house images. You can definitely choose whichever one you prefer. I just kind of decided I liked this one and printed it off. So now I'm just taking some Mod Podge, and I'm going to take the Mod Podge. I probably should have just put it directly on the MDF, and just cover the whole pumpkin form. It's not going to cover the stem, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the stem here in a few minutes, but I'm just going to take the Mod Podge and cover the entire pumpkin form with a not too thick, but a good layering of Mod Podge. And then I'm going to take the sheet of paper, place it down in the center, and just kind of rub and make sure I don't have any like air bubbles or anything like that. And then it sticks pretty quick. Yeah. So I'm just showing you. It actually does stick pretty quickly. And just, push out any air bubbles that you may see. I really didn't have too much going on. I'm just kind of pushing it down. And now I'm going to turn it over, and guys, I need to invest in an X-Acto knife. And I had no idea how much I needed an X-Acto knife until I took these scissors around this piece of paper. It worked out, don't get me wrong. But if you have like an X-Acto knife or even a box cutter, be very careful. I could have just gotten my husband's box cutter, but I wasn't even thinking. I just took my scissors all the way around and kind of cut through the paper. And then once I get it all cut through, I'm just going to kind of pull that paper away from the edges where I cut it. And again, an X-Acto knife would have come in really handy right here, but I mean, this worked out. So I'm just pulling all of the edges off where I cut with the scissors. And you don't have to be super perfect, and I'm going to show you why here in just a minute. But just pull all that excess paper away. And then what we're going to do is take a little piece of sandpaper, and we're going to go around the edges and just kind of get any like scraggly paper hangy pieces off, make it all smooth on the edges like it was made that way, and it really turns out really well. Like, the sandpaper helps so much. And I have a really fine grit sandpaper. I'm not trying to like tear into the paper, so definitely use a fine grit sandpaper. I would highly recommend not using like a really coarse sandpaper here. I think this was like a 2000, which is super fine. And then I'm just going to cut off this top like white piece, which is right at the pumpkin stem. And then what I'm going to do is just go back over it with that sandpaper just a little bit to make sure I've got everything cleaned up and nice the way I like it. And now it's gorgeous the way it is, but we still have some more DIYing to do. So I'm going to take this same gold metallic acrylic paint that I used to paint the Hocus Pocus stickers with, and now I'm just going to kind of dry brush around the edges of this pumpkin form. So I'm getting it on the edges of the paper, the actual print, like the printed paper that I put on the pumpkin, and I'm also getting it around the edge of the MDF actual pumpkin. So all the way around the edges is this like gold metallic, and I really think this just added another dimension. Of course, whatever color you use for your Hocus Pocus letters, I would recommend you using around the edges here, and I just went a little too far in, so I'm kind of cleaning that up with some scrap paper. But I would just recommend using probably the same coloring, just so everything kind of stays in the same color theme, and you don't wind up with too many distracting colors, like everything in competition for one another. I don't want that to happen. So what I wind up with is this really gorgeous haunted house picture, and of course it has some of these ravens in it, and it also had a little black cat, but I couldn't fit the black cat onto the pumpkin. And you guys probably know by now that I absolutely love black cats, especially at Halloween. And then I'm just going to take this gold acrylic paint. I'm going to paint the pumpkin stem, and then once I actually have it coated the way I want, and I kind of go down into the picture a little bit to make it look more like a real stem, I'm going to take some excess paint and I'm going to kind of paint thicker lines so it really looks like an actual stem. So you get the lines like it were a stem. And then I don't know if I show you this on camera, but I actually dry brushed a little bit more of the acrylic paint, just kind of distressing around the pumpkin. And then I'm going to take the Mod Podge. Once all that acrylic paint is dried, I'm going to take the Mod Podge over the top of it to seal everything, and make sure that none of that paper comes up. Now, I really wanted that black cat on here, so I'm taking this card that I bought at the Dollar Tree. This is just a Halloween greeting card, and it had a nice sized cat. I was really struggling this year to find black cat anything, anywhere. I want to decorate with black cats for Halloween, and like nobody has them this year. It was really frustrating. So I got this greeting card. The cat on it looked to be a really good size in comparison to the sign that I'm making. So I'm just cutting out the black cat from this greeting card. Again, it was just a greeting card that I found at Dollar Tree. So it was only $1, so I'm not too upset about, cutting it out. And there's the black cat that I have. And now I'm just kind of see where I want to put him on my picture. And you can kind of play around with it and decide where you want to put him. If you're going to do the cat, you can also use the raven stickers that came with the Hocus Pocus stickers. I just didn't want to do that. I really wanted the black cat on there. So now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of taking a pencil and tracing around where I want to put my black cat. And I think I slowed this down for you so you can see. I'm actually going to just trace around it with a pencil. And then I'm going to take that gold acrylic paint and I'm going to paint around the where the cat is going to be. So where I traced around the cat, I'm just putting that gold acrylic paint. So this gold is going to kind of like stand out behind the cat once I Mod Podge him down onto the picture frame. So it's just going to make him pop on the picture that much more. So I'm going to take a little bit of Mod Podge now that acrylic paint has dried, and I'm going to put a little bit of Mod Podge right in the middle where I'm going to place the cat. And I'm going to stick him down, make sure he's right in the center of where I put the outline of the gold. And then I'm going to go over him and with the Mod Podge so he sticks down. And then I'm going to take my Hocus Pocus stickers and I'm just going to spell out Hocus Pocus on my sign. This is really turning into a super cute sign. I'm so glad I went with the black cat, but if you guys want to use the raven stickers instead and don't have to, buy anything else, of course you can do that. So here I am just putting down the Hocus Pocus stickers, and I'm kind of trying to make it look like real handwriting. And here is the finished sign. It's gorgeous. Oh, I went back and just really quickly, I wasn't sure that I wanted to hang it, so I painted a popsicle stick, one of the crafting sticks from Dollar Tree, with that same acrylic gold paint. And once it dried, now I'm just hot gluing it to the bottom of my pumpkin. And here is the finished product. Wow, I cannot tell you how much I am absolutely in love with both of these Halloween DIY projects this year. I love the centerpiece and the Hocus Pocus sign. Let me know, if you haven't already posted in the comments, let me know, did you prefer that I used the cat, which was obviously my favorite choice, or would you have used the ravens that came with the sticker pack? I'm just curious, which one would you have chosen to put on your sign? And let me know in the comments if you haven't already. I would love to hear that. And let me know which one of these DIYs was your favorite. And if any of these inspired you, or if you're gonna make anything like them or exactly like them or similar to them, go ahead and post in the comments. Let me know about it. I would love to hear from you all about it. Before we go, I do wanna just mention really quickly, I told you at the very beginning of the video, I'm a pet parent coach and dog trainer, so make sure you check the description of this video. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit, check the description, and I have a free download for you. If you have a furry family member, if you have a dog, if you have a cat, I have a free download for you. And then I also have a link to my book, 7 Miracle Steps to Train Your Dog. I highly recommend you checking those out. Thank you again so much for watching with me doing these Halloween DIYs from Dollar Tree and a little bit of Target dollar spot. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you again so much, and I will see you in the next video.